Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. We're continuing on with the NRL22 course of fire for November. This is stage 3 in the booklet. It's called Stay Steady and in Focus. And really the title gives away the strategy for this stage. There's a prone stage with 10 rounds. Standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in, action open is the starting position. On the start signal, the shooter will take a prone supported position and engage each target with one shot each. Hit to move. In the following order: the 1 inch on the KYL, the far target, the 3/4 inch on the KYL, the near target, 1/2 inch far, 1/4 inch near, 1/4 inch far. So we're engaging the KYL target in between each other round, and we're basically going KYL far, KYL near, so we're just bouncing back and forth. There is plenty of time to get 10 rounds off, so I usually suggest dialing for most stages. But here is the issue. You want to make sure your parallax is set for the KYL. They're the most challenging and smallest size targets, relatively speaking. I'll put the target sizes down here so you can see what I'm talking about. But essentially what we're doing is we're engaging the KYL target and it's hit to move on. So we need to make the hits to get more points down the road. That far target and the near target are about 1 mil in size, pretty generous. Obviously at the further distance, it's going to be a little bit more environmental factors in terms of wind, but that close target is 1 inch at 30 yards. That's pretty close. It's a relatively pretty big target. It's like 0.9 mils. So for me and my dope, my data on previous engagement, what I have to do is I'm zeroed at 50 yards. So I ran everything into my ballistics calculator, and my dope, using normal temperature and conditions, all that kind of stuff, in terms of elevation, is going to be for the KYL at 42 yards, I'm down 1/10 of a mil. And for the 30-yard target, I'm down 2/10 of a mil. That target is 0.9 mils wide. So I'm just going to dial down 0.1, and I'm just going to hold center on that target. It's generous enough that, 0.1 mil difference either way shouldn't make a big deal, as long as my wind call is good. And there shouldn't be too much wind affecting 30 yards out. So that being said, I'm just going to keep that set at 1. Now what I will change is probably my parallax. And for the far target, I'm going to hold over. Now, like I said, normally I recommend dialing, but my dope is like 1.8, 1.9 mils. So to be really ratcheting on this back and forth, that's going to eat up a lot of time. So because it's so close, the difference between -0.1 and 1.8 or 1.9 is basically 2 mils. I'm going to hold 2 mils for that far target. I will, however, change the parallax because I definitely want to make sure my parallax is in focus. So the target's not blurry and I can make a good hold on that target. So really there's not much to say here except really, take your time, control your breathing, build yourself a good foundation, get settled when the clock starts. Because it's hit to move on, we definitely want to make sure that we are in a great position. So I'm going to get behind the rifle, just like this. I have the KYL target in focus. I'm going to engage. Then I'm going to the far target. So I'm going to find it in my scope. At the same time, I'm adjusting my parallax so that it's in focus. Holding 2 mils in my reticle. Engage. Back to the KYL. And we're probably going to have to come back in focus here. Engage. So there's plenty of time. I mean, 12 seconds per impact. You just need to make the impacts. Otherwise, you have to re-engage the target. Your spotters should tell you impact, and if you miss, they should say re-engage to make sure that you stay on the same target. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward stage. Just, have trust in yourself, build a good position, practice the fundamentals, breathing, respiratory pause, nice trigger squeeze, follow through, make solid hits because it's hit to move on. Hope these tips helped, and if they did, like, comment, and subscribe. Until I see you next time, score more points.